SCP-1158, Object Class Euclid. SCP-1158 is an airborne carnivorous arboreal predator superficially resembling a very large olive drab Portuguese man-o-war, Phasalia phasalis, particularly in its colonial polyp attributes. Known habitat currently consists of deciduous forest within a 500-kilometer radius surrounding. Research on deceased specimens has shown that SCP-1158's large 4-meter pneumatophore is filled with hydrogen, thought to result from bacterial decay, providing lift. While airborne, SCP-1158 nestles itself high in the canopy layer, allowing its feeding and detecting polyps to hang down through the understory to the forest floor. These polyps are effectively camouflaged among the various vines and branches present. The dactylozoid polyp bundles are to a limited degree prehensile. SCP-1158 has not been observed at an altitude greater than the canopy emergent layer, seemingly preferring to remain silently hidden beneath the foliage. Prey appears limited, so far, to mammals and reptiles with a max of approximately 50 kilograms or greater. Once a victim makes contact with the dactylozoid polyps lying on the ground or adjacent to a tree, the nematocysts in the polyp strands inject a paralyzing neurotoxin, while nearby polyp threads wrap around the victim's extremities. Addendum. For reasons which have not yet been determined, all species of pig, genus Sioux, tested thus far have proven to be completely unaffected by SCP-1158's neurotoxin. Experimentation indicates that envenomation and envelopment take approximately 6 seconds. At this time, primary feeding polyps enter the victim's body through all available orifices and anchor themselves inside. Once anchored, powerful digestive enzymes are delivered, which break down internal organs for absorption by the polyps. The process has been observed to last approximately 4 days, with the victim expiring approximately 2 days after capture. During the digestion and absorption process, if a captive subject is approached by other large vertebrates, it will stand on its hind legs and wave its front legs. If the captive subject is a human, this will produce a beckoning effect. Specimens of SCP-1158 were first discovered on 2000, approximately 400 kilometers from. During deforestation operations pursuant to the construction of the and near the river. 2 days after several advance parties went missing, subsequent search teams located 2 party members seemingly at rest near the buttresses of a large ceiba tree. The 2 subjects were initially unresponsive, then appeared to be waving the search teams over for assistance. When approached, it was observed the 2 subjects' arms were suspended by very thin vines that were making them move. As the search team's medical personnel moved to assist, team members began stepping on and making contact with feeding polyps from several specimens of SCP-1158 hovering nearby, at which points the specimens attacked, resulting in 11 casualties. Subsequent newspaper reports garnered the attention of the Foundation, which then moved to have the area quarantined. 14 specimens were taken into custody. Incident 1158-E3. On 2000, 14 days after SCP-1158 specimens were placed in their habitat at Site 19, a domestic pig, Sioux scrofa, was introduced into the habitat to serve as a prey item. After several minutes of exploring the habitat, the pig became ensnared in SCP-1158's dactylozoid polyps as expected, but remained unaffected by SCP-1158's neurotoxin. Instead, the pig chewed through the polyps, severing them. The pig then seized the remaining polyps in its mouth and used them to pull SCP-1158 specimens from the arboreal canopy, at which point it trampled them to death and fed upon the remains. 6 specimens were lost before the pig was shot. Special containment procedures. The 8 specimens of SCP-1158 in captivity are housed at Site-19, Hazardous Life Forms Wing, in a 50 meter by 50 meter by 10 meter Lexan enclosure containing a rainforest habitat transplanted from its natural surroundings. Habitat temperature will be maintained at 30 degrees Celsius. Embedded misting systems will regulate humidity levels at 70%. Full-spectrum retractable sensor pods are embedded at 10-meter intervals in a grid pattern throughout the enclosure to observe behavior and feeding. The enclosure will be accessed through a positive pressure airlock for enclosure and habitat maintenance. Said maintenance will be performed weekly by a team of 3 Level 1 personnel equipped with Tyvek exposure suits with scent masking apparatus, accompanied by 6 MTF operatives armed with standard issue M1014 shotguns. Open flames are forbidden within SCP-1158's habitat. Feeding of SCP-1158 will occur once every 21 days. Pre-item will consist of 1 live adult sheep, Ovis aries. Atmospheric molecular analysis systems are to be mounted throughout the habitat to detect the chemical markers of SCP-1158 gamete deposits. All gamete deposits are to be collected for research. Gamete deposits not used in research are to be incinerated. No breeding experiments are currently authorized.